Angel Reese has an open microphone. Caitlin Clark has a muzzle. Angel Reese was suspended by the WNBA for speaking her mind, being truthful, and letting her players know exactly where she stands. There's a two-headed coin. One side says heads, and the other side says tails. But it's a tale of two stories, as Angel Reese and Kelsey Mitchell did the same thing, except Kelsey Mitchell took the floor, Ray responded. Angel Reese was ridiculed for it. And I don't know how you ridicule a player for telling the truth. The Chicago Sky are sitting there right now, and you can look at Rachel Bynum as your point guard. Rachel Bynum is not third team all WNBA. Rachel Bynum is not second team, and she's definitely not first team. And she can get in line to, out of 15 point guards in this league, she may be number 15, right? Because she's playing out of position. But what Angel Reese called out management for was telling them, you guys are faking the funk. You're faking the funk down here. And this goes off the piggyback of what Gabby Williams said. Now, Gabby Williams is an interesting player for me because me and her dad did a lot of work that he educated me on in AAU basketball. I did a lot of tournaments, and he was the kingpin, really. I mean, the mafia boss, Matt Williams, jam on in basketball. But the one thing, so when I heard Gabby go there and speak like Matt, her father, like, nah, Chicago did me dirty. Chicago doing dirty business, folks. It's dirty business getting on an A player. Now, you got two players you're going to lose. You're not losing one. You're going to lose two. Because you're going to lose Angel Reese. You're going to lose Camila Cardoso. And the way the league really does work, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Angel Reese can walk in there tomorrow and just say to the next team, buy me out. Give me a buyout. Just buy out my last year of the contract. You can have it, right? Because you're on a rookie deal. But you can't get mad at Angel Reese for telling the truth. Angel Reese sat there and said the team is garbage. Now, you got to ask yourself, are any of these players going to be in the WNBA All-Star? We got one player, Ariel Atkins, that you're asking to play out of position. When you went to go get Ariel Atkins, you should have went and got a point guard to come play right along, because the one over there playing in Atlanta, Alyssa Gray, that's a great point guard, right? Did the Chicago Sky got Kelsey Plum? No, they don't got Kelsey Plum. I mean, I'm confused. Are they sitting over there with Baker like the Golden State Bacaris? Are they over there for Corey's? Are they over there with the talent like that? No, they're not. So here's what you're asking two players to do. Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, right? You're asking two players that probably lost a handful of games in their entire college careers to come here and be bums. Camila Cardoso checked out miles ago. I could see it in her eyes. She just says, hey, look, I'm done. This running up and down the floor with no talent, and that's something that the Chicago Sky created, this mess. And now you want to blame Angel Reese for telling the truth. I gave you a story not too long ago. Jeff P. should have been promoted for this. Jeff P., you probably need to be looking for another job or be an owner, okay? Because the bottom line is this. I watched the Indiana Fever go out there and get 6-7 guards, pull them off the street better than what the Chicago Sky have. It's not Angel Reese's fault that you cannot play basketball. See, here's what people forget when you get to becoming in the NBA and the WNBA and you become a pro, right? It's not your responsibility to carry the weight for your teammates. When your teammates are playing bad, it's your job to say, look, we're terrible out here. And if you don't if you don't allow that to happen, the general manager can't come and be disappointed in the coach for you gave him horrible talent. The last two coaches, horrible talent for the last 2 years. Think about it, folks. Witherspoon wasn't worth their weight in salt because you had a problem going on, right? And you got these ladies who are losing because you got them in the bad situation. Now, I don't know if there's a fix or if there's not a fix. I know Angel Reese apologized for something she didn't need to apologize for, and that's for her teammates playing bad basketball. It's not my fault you can't play defense. It's not my fault you can't rebound. It's not my fault you can't dribble, you can't pass, and you can't shoot. And it's not my fault you're in the city of Chicago and you can't play. I told the Chicago Sky to draft Elijah James out of North Carolina State. He took Haley Van Lith. Haley Van Lith cannot play in the WNBA. Haley Van Lith is not an all-star. So whatever you're looking for, every piece that you've given Angel Reese, it's a bad situation. And it's a bad situation for Camila Cardoso. It's a bad situation for Ariel Atkins. 3 all-stars, and who is on this team can play with them. And you're going to, do the same thing again next year? Folks, that's living a lie. You got a muzzle. You want to blame Angel Reese for your fault. There's one thing I did learn over the history of life is you don't throw rocks at someone's house when your house is made of glass. Jeff Pagliolli's done a horrible job assembling his team. Now you're asking Tyler Marsh to coach a team that you've done a horrible job of assembling. Now you're asking Angel Reese to come play with players that you've done a horrible job. This is not right, and this is wrong. And the bottom line is, folks, I'm going to tell you something now. There's 13. Oh, wait, let me go a higher number. Let me just give you a bigger number. There's a lot of NBA agents that are applying for WNBA applications to represent WNBA players. In this case right here, the agents, right? You won't get it. You'll have to understand the agents, whenever you get something like this happen, the agents are calling the general manager and saying, look, what's going on? I got to get my player out of here. Okay? If they're sitting there with Angel Reese and an agent, and I know agent has more of a celebrity agent, but if Angel Reese is over there, I mean, you need to go over there and find Clutch Sports. You need to find somebody. I'm sure you got great representation, but this here, it's not what this game is all about, because you got a superstar. You got an all-star back-to-back getting 2020. That's right, getting 2020. Now, who out there went out there and said, okay, let me give you 20 points and 15 assists to go with that? Who out there on the Chicago Sky can say, let me give you 25 points and 10 assists can go with that? You don't got nobody doing that. So now you're going to blame her for her frustrations of losing when she won a national championship, okay, over there for Kim Mulkey. You want to blame Camila Cardoso for losing when she won a championship over there with Don Staley. Folks, don't be bamboozled, fooled to believe the organization's job is to assemble a team. The organization did a horrible job assembling the team. Now, who in the Chicago Sky wants to take accountability? Hell, throw the rocks at anybody you can find. But it's a horrible job assembling a team, and to pay that much money for onionware, you paid a ransom to get her, and it ain't working out. This is the problem, folks, where people think that management can run a franchise, can run a successful franchise, when the Chicago Sky have had every top talent in the league, and nobody sticks it out in Chicago. Why? Because the organization is not committed to giving the players what they want. Now it's a deeper problem, okay? You got a high-flying, big-time player like Angel Reese, and you don't even have a practice facility. You don't even have facility. It might even be time for the Chicago Sky to just sell the team, right? Sell the team, okay? Bring in some billionaire owners, because really you're going to end up in a bidding war. And some of these small market teams, they're not going to be able to bid for players anyway. So whether you like it or not, the Golden State McCourys, all right, which are the Golden State Warriors, can pay more money than players that the Chicago Sky can pay. So they can take Angel Reese and pay Angel Reese and give her a lot of other training and facilities and coaches the Chicago Sky can't give. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. My, to the steppers in the Chicago Sky, I'm going to tell you here, man. Angel Reese is a superstar, and the Chicago Sky have had lots of superstars, and none of the superstars stay in Chicago. Nobody stays put. If you can figure that one out, then you call Money Mike and you let me know, why do players leave Chicago? There's something else going on, and you're not going to blame it on Angel Reese. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. All things are possible to those who believe. Angel, you keep shining. Miss Angel, the mom, you keep doing what you're doing. And at the end of the day, just buy me out, right? Buy me out, and I'll go on my merry way. And once you buy me out, what does a buyout mean, folks? They can pay the $68 or whatever, $70,000. And then that player rights belongs to somebody else, and they go get on the team. Because in the WNBA, you got to look at teams that win, and they're stacked with players. And then you got a lot of other great players on bad teams who end up putting on the stink and the funk of all this mess that Chicago has already had before Angel Reese arrived. Now you're trying to blame it all on her. She's saying, no, it ain't me. The people you picked the garbage. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. It's hot and rolling right now. It's NFL season. My mind, I'm cranked up. And I'm telling you, Chicago Sky, you know what? Angel Reese, you keep telling it. Pay the fine, take the suspensions until they get you some players in there. Because there ain't nobody going to the All-Star game. Ain't nobody playing first team all WNBA or playing on that team that's sitting at the guard position. And that's a fact. And I don't know why you would go draft two players in one round at number 2 and number 7, and then they'll backfield and get the best point guard you can find. Puzzling. But It's the WNBA and it's the Chicago Sky. And Gabby Williams said, nah, nah, nah. They did me dirty over there. Angela Reese is saying, nah, nah, nah. Y'all doing me dirty over here right now. You stay tuned. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast.